Hey everyone, how are you guys doing? Hope everything's going well. And it's been a crazy start to the summer here. We're in midsummer, but yeah, it's been a crazy summer, and I've had some loss here this summer, uh, some significant loss. But we're picking up our pants and we're putting our shoes back on and we're getting after it. I'm not going to let that deter me for giving the Maltinas the best care possible. Uh, it's been just a tough gig, but I wanted to get back at it, and we're going to do a outdoor series. So we're going to do an outdoor series in regards to. I got a couple people that I'm going to bring on. I'm going to do two shows, one with an individual and another one with another individual, and we're just going to talk about outdoor keeping. So I'm very excited about that. Today I'm going to go over what I have done for my outdoor enclosures and how I built them. I figured that we'd start it off that way and probably give people an idea on what I did, and maybe teach you guys if you guys are ready to do outdoor keeping or intrigued about outdoor keeping. Would be definitely a plus for you. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up this start. So here's where we're at. So what I started with here was the 3/4 inch aluminum tubing, and then the connectors for it. And I got that. I had them cut specifically down to size the way that I wanted it. I did all 18 by 18 by 36 enclosures, and it seems to be going well. So I did that, and it seems to be working very well with the geckos. So yeah, so it's going very, very, very well with them, and I'm really enjoying it. So, but this is the start of number one. And then there was two. I did a total of three. So, like I said, I had them cut from the manufacturer that cut them to my specific sizes that ended up measuring 18 by 18 by 36. So once I was done with that, then I built a raised garden bed. So I used 4x4 posts here. That's what these are. And I used 10 one by 10s here, and I cut them down to specific size. And then I did 8 by 1 by 8s underneath there. So that's what I did, and then I attached them all together. And then I ended up putting wheels on it as well. So it's very easy to move as well. So yeah, it went very well. And here it is with all three together, without the wheels on yet. But I built 1 by 2 stripping on the inside of here. I just cut it down so the enclosures sit right inside that, so it holds it into place. And then you'll see later that I actually screwed them down. But that's the semi-finished product. And then you gotta stain it. So I stained it. You can see that I got the wheels on it now, and it's very easy to move around, and it's completely stained up to help prevent it from rotting out, which was nice. And I did that. So it worked out very, very, very nice. And hold on a second. I don't think I have the right mic. How about that? No, that's not it. Let's see. There we go. How about that? No. How about this? Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, so I did that, and I stained it all, and it it was very good. I mean, it took a little bit of time, but it worked very, 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 very well for me. So, y- yeah, so it worked very, very, very well. So, I the wheels were probably the hardest part, honestly, to put on there. It was very tricky to get it all lined up evenly. So the thing, even though it was squared up, for some reason I had a tough time with the wheels. But the wheels I got off of Amazon, I got a real heavy duty 4 or 5 inch wheel. It worked very well. And it works very well. It's so easy to maneuver around. You can lock them down into place, so it doesn't move at all, and it's just great. So um, then here, well, I got the enclosures, two of the enclosures done. Now I will, in the next picture, I will show you. So here uh, I will show you later, but I used 16-inch, or excuse me, 16 mesh stainless steel screen for the front door, the sides, and then on the back side, I used an 8 mesh, which is a thicker mesh and a little bit bigger aperture. So that means that the holes are a tiny bit bigger, but it's very difficult to see through. But I did that partly because I ran out of the 16 mesh because I kept screwing up because it is very difficult to work with. And part of it is I wanted it, since it was going to be against the house, for some reason I felt like it should just be thicker back there. And then I also used that on top of the on the tops as well, was the 8 mesh, just for extra protection. Even though a 16 mesh is just as quality, will keep all the rats, mice, cats out, raccoons, anything like that were ever to meet the enclosure. It would keep those things out. And I actually had a squirrel on it. My camera went off about maybe a week and a half ago, and the squirrel just ran around it a few times and then eventually left, but it didn't do any damage to it at all. Didn't get anywhere near the animals, and it was perfect. So I'm glad that I had that stainless steel, because if I would have had aluminum on there, it would have got on there and it would have probably been ugly. So, um, and then here's a picture of it actually outside, and you can see the board on top is actually a 8 inch, 3/4 inch by 8 inch, and then by 65-inch board. And what I did was I screwed it to the top of the enclosure. And why I did that was because my mentor had mentioned, well, you can cover when it gets extremely hot out, or when it rains a lot, you can cover half the enclosure, so at least there's some cooler parts of the enclosure and or drier parts of the enclosure if it rains a lot or if it gets extremely hot. And I'm like, well, maybe I should just do it all the time. Maybe I can just do it permanently. So yeah, sure, you could do that permanently. Now I do still cover the top when it gets to about 85 degrees, because the sun's beating down on them from 6 in the morning until about 1:30. So I have 27-inch or 27-gallon tub tops that I use that fit on there perfectly, and it goes over the white too, of course, but it fits in there perfectly, and it actually kind of latches in the front for somehow, it like just sticks in there perfect. So that's what I use for that, and it works very well, and it keeps it more shaded
for them, and they can still get the sun. I mean, the bushes are really close to the front of the doors, probably too close, as my mentors would tell me. But those they still climb right to the front of the enclosures, and they spread out on the bushes in the front there, and then they still are able to bask, which is really cool to see. Here you can see up here that I did the mist system. You can see I put 1, 2, and then the third one in the back, and it does a real nice job of coverage for them. And yeah, so it does a real nice job. I got some different heads that actually spray more heavier water. I wouldn't say that it sprays with higher pressure. It's just more water coming out at the same exact pressure as some of the fine mist, really fine mist heads that Ryan gave me in the past. So it's really able to penetrate down into the sphagnum moss and keep that sphagnum moss nice and wet and very moist, which is very good for them. So because that needs to transpire, especially when it gets hot, because I've noticed that they tend to go down to the hides at the bottom on the floor, and they sneak in there in either cork tubes or the bamboo tubes, and they get in there, and it's really nice and cool for them, especially on the hot days when it gets to be above 90 and it's very humid out. I will notice that more. So and here is the enclosure currently today. I've changed it a little bit. I used to have Boston ferns in there, and it was just too much. They loved the Boston ferns, and the Boston ferns were in the back. I had them in the front, and then I put them in the back, and it was just too much, and I couldn't find them, and I couldn't keep tabs on them as well, because they really liked it, and they dug right into that Boston fern, and of course it was in the back, so I couldn't really reach back there to get them. So I changed it up. I took them out, and I have bottle brush bush here in the front, and then Copsoroma reopens on the left side of it. So I'm going to play a short video. You'll see the Boston ferns in it. This is an original video, but I kind of explain how I set up the mist system and all that stuff. So, oops, filter. Oops, hold on. Directly to my faucet, and it goes around the house down to my mist system. Just here. And I got it all covered up, so it stays good from the elements, and it's all attached down here so it doesn't blow off or anything like that. And everybody is in the enclosures. I can't really see anybody right now, but this is how it came out, and very proud of myself, because it was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of stress, but a lot of you helped me, and we got it. So I got my weather cord there so we can stay plugged in, and got my camera over there, and I got a camera up there, so we're good to go here. So hopefully they acclimate to the outdoors. A little sprinkle right now, so I'm not going to have to run the mist system. So, but I'm sure they're exploring. Got plenty of stuff to hide in and hang out in. So, very excited about that. So you can see when I first started the video, I had Ryan gave me a filter that I bought the connector that screws right into a hose faucet, and the hose slides right into like a quick connector, just like on the mist nozzles. And I put that filter in line so it helps filter out all the extra crap in the water. And it's done a very nice job, I have to say. I've been very impressed with it. So yeah, so and like I see, you can see the Boston fern right here in the front. They loved it, but I'll tell you, it was very difficult to find anybody. It was very difficult to monitor, and I didn't see them much when it was in there, which is fine, but I need to at least do a visual inspection of everybody at least once a day or every other day. So I talked with my mentor, and I just told him that I felt that it was needed to pull it out, and there was still plenty of coverage because ultimately you want to have plenty of coverage for them. You can't in plenty of microclimates for them. You can't just have it bare, or you just can't take something out and not have anything to cover that area. But the bottle brush bush does an excellent job of that, and they really like the bottle brush bushes too. So it was nice, and now I see them more. I actually see females out basking more. So I just felt like it was the right move. Um, you know, for me and for the animals here, and then with my down a couple of downfalls that I had earlier in the year or early in the summer, I just felt that it was best to remove those plants, and my downfalls had nothing to do with the plants. Nothing, absolutely nothing. It was just more in my head that I need to be able to see everybody at least a day, once a day or every other day, just for my own uh, knowledge and for my own wanting to know and make sure that they're safe and they're okay. So this next video I'm going to play is, hopefully it's today's. I just took a video today, and all right, so here it is. Nope, sorry, this is 3 enclosures on the thing, getting ready to plant up. See here, I wrapped it with plastic. There's holes at the bottom, so for drainage, and getting ready to put the top on here in just a minute. Now that I got it all together, I screwed it down. See all the way around it. I screwed it. It's not definitely not going anywhere. It's kind of rolling right now just because I haven't put the locks down on the wheels, but I'll put the locks down here in a little bit. But it's a work in progress. All right, so you can see that all I did was I used plastic trash bags. All right. And I used several of them, and I used my Milwaukee staple gun, and I just stapled them in there to help prevent the moisture from getting on there. And obviously it's going to, but help protect it. You know what I mean? So I felt that it was the right thing to do, and I'm glad that I did it. And yeah, so it's worked out well. And I'll go back to one of these other pictures because I wanted to show you here. Let's see, add to stage. All right. So on these enclosures, so what I did was I took 3/4 inch thin aluminum stripping. So it was 3/4 inch wide, and it was a 1/16 thick. And what I did was I'd lay uh, the stainless steel mesh out. I'd cut a piece, and then I would use rubber clamps, like they were rubber, but you can get any kind of clamps, but they're just workshop clamps. I bought a whole bunch of them, different sizes and everything. And I would clamp the uh, metal stripping on top of the tubing, and the mesh was between it. So I'd clamp it several places on one side, and then I would drill a hole. I drill holes down the side of the tubing and on top of uh, today is just rough for me. 3/4 the stripping. Once I drilled it, then I bought a Milwaukee cordless uh, rivet gun, and I riveted it because it was recommended to rivet by the New Zealanders, and they said it's the strongest hold for that, and it is a strong hold. So What I did is I just went down the line and pulled the mesh tight, and then just used the rivet gun and went down, and riveted it. And I went through probably 250 rivets, maybe even more than that, probably 300, 350, probably the most rivets, but it's all riveted down. And on the inside, on the front doors, it's riveted on the inside. So you can't see it externally. All you can see is the latches and then the hinges. And yeah, it's worked out very, very well. Um, I, it's been really good. So I spent way more money than I ever wanted to, which is fine, and I don't have a problem with that. But if I were to do it again, I would have done what I did originally, which was take the normal screened-in cages and closures, and I would just swap out the aluminum mesh for stainless steel mesh and just use those enclosures. Partly because now I've learned that the stainless steel mesh that I use for the indoor enclosures is just as strong as the mesh here. And I would just build a shelf or a stand and just put them on there, uh, you know, just for cost factor and easiness and stuff like that. Because as I grow, I can't continue to build these enclosures. It wouldn't be cost effective. But it was really fun to build them, and it was really, I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about outdoor keeping just by researching and building and stuff like that. So that was, that was the fun part of it. But it was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of swearing and stuff like that, because it was just it was a tough cookie. And uh but we got her done, and it was fantastic. So uh I felt that doing this and showing you guys exactly what I did uh right off rip, so you guys could kind of see what I did. And then I wanted to talk to other keepers that are doing outdoor keeping and visit with them. So I have two people that are lined up, and I'm very excited about it. And we're gonna. Oh, let's see. I'm just trying to see if I have one more video here that I can share with you guys. And what's going on? And I don't know what's going on with the mist system, but got the hides down there, the cork tube, and the bamboo. That's really weird. I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah. So you see, my mist system was not properly bled there, but I wanted to show you guys everything that was in there. And eventually got that fixed up for us, and it came out very, very nice. But trying to see if I can find a video of that. I had this all teed up, and it's some reason it's not working out for me here, so I apologize. There we go. Here's today, I think. Hey, July 21st. This is today. You can see I put the Boston ferns. I took them out because it was just too much in there, and they were hiding all the time, and I couldn't find them. So here's the first enclosure with the first pair. You can see I got the both mixed food in there. And this is the enclosure here. You can see some plant growth there too, which is great. Got some hides down there, another one over there, and then some ones up high. And there's a beauty right there hanging out. Right there. Yep. So that's one pair in here. And then another pair in here. Same kind of setup. Hides over there. I mixed food yesterday. That's there, and I'm going to probably pull it out tonight. And I don't see anybody here. And then I have a third empty one here now. So that's it. So yeah, you can see that the Boston ferns were huge. I mean, they grew so fast; it was crazy. I kept on trimming them down, and it just got crazy. So, you know, oops. So yeah, it was just incredible. The growth that you can see in those enclosures, the plants have grown very, very well. Still got some growing to do, but they will probably fill to the top by the end of the summer. I'm hoping, because they've probably almost grew 2 or 3 inches already, which has been fantastic. So yeah, so welcome to my outdoor series. I'm sorry it was a little rough today. I'm just getting back at it. Like I said, I'm getting over some things that happened here this summer that were just real bummers. But we're going to get past it, and we're going to move forward, and we're going to keep going. And we are going to continue to keep adding and keep doing what I'm doing, because I love this species. I'm looking to even add a couple more other things, and it's going to be wonderful. And I'm going to continue to learn about outdoor keeping, because I'll tell you, it's truly a pleasure to watch stuff bask outside in the natural UV. It is just something special. And until you see it in real life, especially as a keeper, when I mean, obviously out in the wild would be really cool too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's the cream of the crop. But when you're taking care of something and you love something so much, and you see them, observing them in their natural enclosure, and they are just out there doing the things that they love to do, like basking, or hanging out on a branch, or spread out on a piece of tube. It's just nothing like it. I have also taken the plunge, and I am feeding them crickets. My mentor and I had a long conversation about that, and I think that I was feeding too much larvae, black soldier fly larvae, and possibly too much waxworm larvae. So he worked with me on getting a better food program. It does include crickets now, along with many other things: blue bottle flies, black soldier flies, not the larvae, and then wax moss, the actual moss. Now, I only do Rapashi. This was the first time this month that I'm doing it, and it will be the only time this month. After that, I'm doing that once a month, where we worked on my mineral and calcium regimen. So we really worked hard on that. We've really dialed that in, and we've worked on the food and how to properly gut load. I'm using dandelion leaves, organic, only anything organic, organic collard greens, organic sweet potatoes. I'm using organic wheat bran with bee pollen mixed in, and we've really dialed it in, and it seems to be working well. So that's one thing that I've learned this summer that I really needed to dig deep and do a better job of. My animals were getting probably too fat, because the larvae out, I was feeding them a larvae a lot more than some of the other stuff, and that was causing an issue with my animals. So lesson learned, and we're just doing the best that we can. So, with all further ado, welcome to the Outdoor Series. And if anybody wants to be on the Outdoor Series and got some ideas and got some things that they want to share, let me know. I will do the first two people first because I think you guys are going to be very excited about that. They're two very well respected people in our hobby that are just outstanding, great people, and they're just down to earth and they just know their stuff and they're just great people. So we will be discussing with them individually, and we have it all lined up. So hope to see you guys soon. Thank you for listening.